In this example video, we're going to look at review exercise 14-11. So it says on January 1st, 2019, our company issues a bond with a face value of $50,000 for $51,000. Each $1,000 bond carries 10 warrants, and each warrant allows the holder to acquire one share of $1 par common stock for $40 per share. Immediately after the issuance, the bonds are quoted at 99 X rights, meaning excluding those warrant rights, and the warrants by themselves are quoted at $5 each. So they want us to calculate the value to be assigned to the bonds and the value to be assigned to the warrants. The reason why we need to allocate out that $51,000 selling price between the bond value and the warrant value is because this is an and situation. Meaning that if I buy one of these bonds that have these warrants attached and I trade in a warrant to get a share of common stock, I am then a bondholder and a stockholder at the same time. I'm not switching from a bondholder to a stockholder. I am going to be both. I have the ability to have that and situation of being a bondholder and a stockholder. So we have to figure out, since they're two standalone pieces, how much of that $51,000 is really associated with the bond versus how much of that $51,000 is really associated with the warrants. So we have to do this breakout. So how we do that? So we look at the value that we're going to assign to our bonds. So we know that they said for each $1,000 bond that we have, they're now selling at 99 X rights. So they're selling at 99% of that face value if you're just selling that $1,000 bond by itself without the warrants attached. So 1,000 face value times 99% means by themselves, those bonds are selling at $990 per $1,000 bond. We said the face value of the bonds in total was 50,000. So 50,000 divided by 1,000 means that there are 50 $1,000 bonds that again are selling for $990 standalone by themselves. So that becomes our numerator of our equation. Our denominator is going to look at the whole. So again, $990 is what each $1,000 bond is selling for, excluding the rights, and we have 50 $1,000 bonds. Plus, we have to look at the warrants standing alone. So each warrant, they said by itself, is worth $5. There's 50 $1,000 bonds, and each one of those $1,000 bonds has 10 warrants that are attached. So we need to do our math here, and then once we do our equation, we need to multiply that by the $51,000 selling price to determine that allocation. So when we do out that allocation, that means $48,548.08 of the $51,000 selling price is going to be allocated to the bonds, which means that the bonds are actually selling for a discount because the face value of the bonds are at $50,000. For the warrants, we can do the same type of thing. Again, a simple math would just be taking the $51,000 minus how much you're allocating to the bonds. But just so for argument's sake here, we move a portion of our whole to our numerator, right? So when we're thinking about fractions, it's a portion of a whole. So at the top, we have our $5 per warrant, 50 $1,000 bonds, and 10 warrants that are attached to each one of those bonds. And our denominator stays exactly the same. It doesn't change because, again, it's a fraction of a whole. We're just looking at what portion we're bringing to the top when we want to know that value. And again, we're going to multiply it by the $51,000 selling price. So that means out of the $51,000, $2,451.92 would be allocated to the bonds in total. And again, the sum of the two allocations gets you back to the selling price of $51,000.